It's part 2 of fixing the tilt rotator, and yeah, I learned something really useful from one of the posts from Facebook, and I actually got it in the comment on the YouTube video on part 1 also. And that is, this is not cast iron. This is something else. It's cast steel. And cast steel and cast iron have some big difference. Cast steel like this you can weld just like normal, because it stretches and bends and warps when you heat it up, just like rolled steel does. And you can actually weld rolled steel to it also. So I wasn't aware of that there was 2 different types. I thought everything like this was cast iron, but it's not. And thanks to Facebook and comments in YouTube, I found out about that, and I don't need to wait anymore for the special rods for welding cast iron. I can just fire this up and just weld with my MIG or with stick welder when that one arrives. So yeah, it's pretty great. And yeah, I think then we are ready for start welding it. There is not much more to wait for, so now it's just make it fit back together. But it's pretty deep and thick here, so I need to make some good V-grooves for welding it. And yeah, I think I will try and grind the inside to some V's, so we get a little bit more penetration with welds, and then I can grind the outside afterwards, because it shouldn't be any problems getting to every place with the grinder afterwards outside, and then I have the outside for lining it up perfect. So then I just grind the inside now, weld it together inside, then I can use the grinder and make a V all the way around here and weld it from the outside. And then we can look a little bit about reinforcements and stuff like that. Let's see how well we can make it line up. I think this will be pretty good. And we have some nice grooves to fill with weld. A lot of weld. So I think we'll try and see if we can use the MIG for this. That will be a lot easier. But first we need to make sure we have it in the right position. We need to clean it, because everything is a little bit filled up with oil now. And yeah, let's start doing that. Okay, then it is. Here goes. Woo. And we have a fire. Well, that was exciting. I forgot about the brake cleaner I just used. So the paper got on fire and the paintbrush. Okay, let's run a little bit more without any more fires, for hopefully. Okay, first welds. Looks like it works, kinda, so. Okay, now I have this groove lined pretty nice up, so it's stacked together. So now I will try and fill this whole groove with the weld. So I need to see how this goes, because my MIG welder is only 150 amps, so it might be not that it's not enough for welding this, but we'll find out. And then I'll just do a little bit on the other side, so it's just not one side. It did not go as planned. You can see it's building a little bit too much of the wire because I can't get enough heat. So I think I just need to wait for the stick welder and use that. Okay, it's not working. It's not working. I don't know if you can see this, but the whole weld up here has cracked. So it's not good. Maybe it's the wire type I have or something else. So I think I will need to wait on the stick welder and try with some other type of rods. It's time to start trying to weld this one again. This is the fault from first time with the MIG, so now I will clean everything up, and this time I will preheat it a lot, and we will use some rods I bought that are some OK 4815. They should be good with tensile strength, so let's try them. But okay, I will clean it up first and I tacked it together now with the MIG just so it holds its position, and I can now start preheating. You see I have my V grooves here. One in the bottom is pretty big, and this one is also a little bit big, but I think it will be no problem, and hopefully it's still round-ish. Okay, here goes all or nothing. Let's see. Hopefully success. Okay, it's actually going pretty good. You can see here we have a weld and I can't see any cracks. And I'm now heating up this area for welding there. And then I need a little bit more fill down in the end and the whole gap up there. But we are getting somewhere. I think we are something like 2 rods in or something like that. So, and I will have some grinding to do afterwards, but well, then it's welded, finish, and as we can see, it's looking good now. I will still just cover it up now with some blankets, and here it is, welded, and it's a couple of days later. It cooled down really slowly inside the blankets and everything. I had planned for a lot of more shots with video of the welding, some cool shots and stuff like that, but I didn't have time for it. I just needed to keep welding while it was hot. I had a small crack in the beginning. I think I didn't preheat it enough. It was around this long, so it wasn't much. So after that I started to hammer it. Once I was done welding, I hammered it for taking the slag away and everything, and yeah, either that or the piece got more heat in it as I welded. So after the first weld there was no more cracks, nothing. I could weld this whole part without any problems, and you can see now it's looking really good. So now I will grind it down, and then we can see if we need to fill somewhere else, and then we need to start heating it up again and then start welding it again. So let's get going with the grinding. I grinded it down and I can see some small imperfections, mostly from too much heat on the welder. So I'm now trying to preheat it, and then I will weld again where it's missing something. You can see small parts where I had too much heat in the welding. And you can see right here we have a groove. So I need to weld that up, and also right here I haven't welded, so I need to weld that again. Yeah, and a little bit on the top. So, but else it's looking good. I can't find any cracks or anything. So, and I also I found my cat phone, Caterpillar telephone. This one has a thermal imaging camera, so now I can follow the heat a little bit, but this camera only goes up to 150 Celsius, so you can see we are 130, 90, so I will let it heat approximately for 30 more minutes before I start welding. No, not 30. I will let it heat for 5 more minutes. So for the electronics, I need to start searching for some answers here. Looking at this, I think this is how it works. You have the B side and you have the A side. The A side switches directions. It switches so P will go to B instead of P will go to A, and A will go to T, tank. If you just put power on B, you will open and then you will have pressure to A and B will go to tank. But this is only when you have the swab system and you have constant flow for the Rototilt. I don't have that. I have the pedals inside the Terex, so I need to put 12 volts onto this one, the B side. It will open the valve and it will allow me to flow pressure through. I'm switching directions with the pedal inside the excavator, so then one way will be pressure will go to A and B will go to tank, and the other way it will be pressure on T and then to B when I flip the pedal inside. There is only one problem with this. It's the tank side only have maximum 210 bars, and looking at the brochure for my Terex, it's 250 bar. I'm not sure yet that it's 250 bar on the AUX output on the boom, but I need to measure that to be sure. If it's under 210 bar out there, I can use this. I can have one for the quick coupler. One switch inside the excavator will activate this one, send 12 volts here, and it will operate the quick coupler underneath. Switch this one off and switch this one on, and then it will operate the AUX outlet under the rotor on the quick coupler, and I can use that for my grab, and switch this one off and send power to this one, and I will use the tilt. So that's my plan, and the rotor will then be working on a separate hose system, so it will have its own hoses, and then I can blend off everything for the rotor on this part. So that is the plan. So we will see in a future episode or part of this video how it goes. Alright, so that went pretty good, I hope. We don't know until tomorrow, but it's always fun doing something we've never done before and succeed, hopefully. I need to say thank you for the people on the internet that told me that this is cast steel and not cast iron. I wasn't aware of there was a difference, so now I know. Cast steel, no problem welding. Do preheat though, and let it cool down slowly. That helps a lot. You see in the beginning when I'm trying welding with the MIG, I didn't do any preheating or something like that, and that didn't go as well, so preheating is important. So this is it for part 2. Part 3 will be painting it, grinding it down again and painting it. So you have any good ideas for which color I should go with, comment down below. If you haven't seen part 1 of this video series, see up here. And yeah, as always, thank you for watching and stay tuned, and part 3, and then we will start looking up about how to get this to operate on my Terex. Since I don't have the swab system that controls this, we have to find out something.